see. So we'll move on to some chapter news and updates. Barb Glazer, you want to tell us a little bit about our next couple of meetings?
Yes, we have another virtual meeting next month with, hold on. It's the person, I have too many pages here, and I was taking notes on Bob's information. It's the woman.
It's about the Bears?
Yes, yes,
Marcella, somebody?
yes. I have it right here in front of me. Well, let me talk about March. That we're doing the bear and other carnivores next month, and it will be another virtual meeting, which the link will come out earlier. And I can't believe it's not right here. But March is what we're putting together right now, and our advisor Ryan took care, and Judy McCord and Mac, thank you. They took care of lining up us the use of Claytor Lake's meeting room, which is very nice and fancy, and
Water's
also
Edge facility.
what's it called?
It's called the Water's Edge.
Water's Edge. I wanted to call it the Water's Edge facility.
Go fall.
Okay. And we thought we would start with a bird walk in the morning around 10, you said, Judy, didn't you? Is a good
Yes.
time. And then we'd come back to the Water's Edge and have a lunch. And we thought, well, now we have to have Sloppy Joe's because it's Sloppy Joe Day. But we thought maybe soup would be nice. And of course, a few desserts. And just bringing a mug and a spoon, and we'll ask a few people to make a pot of crock pot soup. We can plug it all in. It'll be all hot by the time we come back from the bird walk. And then Judy will talk with us about vernal pools. And then we will march on out to the vernal pool, which should be not frozen then, I hope.
Hopefully.
But that will be on March 18th on a Saturday. And that would be in place of our usual chapter meeting on Monday, that following Monday. So that'll give us a chance to get together and have, and Ryan was going to look for a service project, perhaps, if there's something that we can work out. So you could potentially come out and get continuing education, get a little bit of service time, an hour or whatever, and have a good time with us with lunch.
Okay.
So it should be nice.
I think, did you mention to me that he said that they would waive fees for our members?
Yes, all
That
fees
man?
will be waived. Thank you. As well as the cost of the Water's Edge room. It won't be a charge for us either. And that's a
Just
thank
let 'em
you.
know as you go through the gate that you're a master naturalist and you're coming down for that day thing.
Yeah, it'll
Okay.
also give us a chance to take a look at the nature center that is there, right? We'll be
Such
able to
as it
get that
is.
open,
Nature
such as
Club.
it is.
I'm gonna have to go
Yeah.
clean.
You've got a long time yet.
Yeah, well, so does John.
But I think that's
Okay.
about it.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. So we got a virtual meeting in February and then that whole Claytor Lake lineup in March. So
Yes.
that should be a
Yep.
great time. Thank you. Let's see. So Sandy, do you have a project update?
Yes, we've been doing a project of the month, and most of the time it's a project that is kind of an ongoing project that our chapter does, like the Bluebird Trails or Vernal Pools or Frog Watch. Today, I want to highlight the big plant that the Strobles Creek Coalition is sponsoring. And the Strobles Creek Coalition is a big group of different organizations. It's a New River they're sponsored by the New River Conservancy, the Virginia Tech College of Natural Resources and Environment, the Virginia Department of Forestry, the Stream Lab, which uses Strobles Creek for about 20 different classes, and bunch of research projects, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing some other people, but the Strobles Creek Coalition has a Facebook page with lots of information about it. But I'm highlighting it today because they are having what they're calling the big plant, and they've done this before. This year, I think it's even bigger. It's from February 23rd to March 4th. So that's from a Thursday through a whole week to a Saturday. So it's 9 days. I put it in the calendar last week, and I'll be continuing to put it in the calendar. It's going to be any day you want to come, or every day that you want to come, from noon to 6 p.m. Some days they'll be doing planting, some days they'll be doing maintenance on the previous plantings. Someday they'll be doing both. There's information in the calendar is all the information I have, but it is, you'll be working on uneven ground and possible muck and mud. But they will provide all the tools and personal protective equipment that you need, although I would guess you want to, dress for the weather and the muck and a garden project. So that probably bring gloves and whatever you want to bring as well. But there's a phone number listed, and I just put the project into our calendar today with a big notice: don't sign up on our calendar. I just wanted, because this is not our project, this is the Strobles Creek Coalition project, but I wanted it to appear on the calendar as a reminder for you all. But I did want to get some input. I can leave things the way they are, but if Master Naturalists want to pick a day, there are a lot of ways that you can do this. You can just grab one of your Master Naturalist friends and say, let's you and I go today, or 3 or 4 people go together. Judy and Chris and Irene and I went out last year to do a project for them where we removed some of the tree tubes, and it was a lot of fun. But so, it would be fun to do with a group of your friends, or I could set up a date and time that Master Naturalists can know that other Master Naturalists will be going. So I could say, let's do Master Naturalist Day on Thursday, the 23rd, the first day, or Saturday, whatever Saturday that is in February. But I could pick a day, or I could pick a few hours that Master Naturalists can participate. If you would like to either give me feedback right now, unmute yourself and say what you have, how you suggest we do it, or I can just leave it as is, and you'll be notified each week that this is happening between February 23rd and March 4th. So it's a whole week. It's actually 9 days. I think they're trying to plant 14,000 trees or something like that, 10,000 trees, a lot of trees. But it's an important project for Blacksburg. It really, is going to add a lot to our watershed. So it's a really important project, and I'd like to get us involved. And it could just be a matter of cheerleading and make sure everybody knows about it, or we can set up some times or a few times for people to go out from our chapter to help.
Sandy, how would we record the hours for any volunteer time we do?
It's listed under activities, under
by-
stewardship. Under
Oh.
stewardship, you'll see Strobles Creek.
Perfect.
I'll probably go back in and edit it. I put it in pretty quickly today, but it is an activity under stewardship.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you.
I would think that maybe we could pick a couple of times, and maybe that would encourage people to, meet up and get together there. Like, I was thinking, what if we picked a weekend and maybe also some time during the week? So some people only have time on weekends, other people are free during the week, and that would give people some different opportunities.
Okay, well, I can say, I'll put 2 dates in, maybe like a Friday and a Saturday. That's a weekday and a weekend day. And say that we, let's try to come out those days. And
Yeah.
when you come out, wear your master naturalist hat, your name tag.
Where is the meetup for it? Is it on
It's on
campus or off?
Inventive Lane, which is, you can find it on Google Maps. It's kind of a dead end into the back end of Strobel's Creek. You go down Smithfield Road, you go Duck Pond Drive to Smithfield Road to Plantation Road and hang a
Okay.
left, and you go through that little quirky research park onto Inventive Lane. But it
Okay, and
is Google Mappable.
Sandy,
is-
I can give directions if somebody's interested, since we've been out there already. I can let them know where we meet and where we can park, because parking is limited out there.
Okay. That'd be good.
Yeah, because it's technically on campus.
It is on campus.
So if you don't have on
No, I
campus
think,
parking
well,
permit, there's certain spots that you could park without it.
well, I will contact Tom Saxton, who is organizing this, and ask him what the parking situation will be that day, because that week, because they're asking people to come out. So they may be making some kind of arrangements for that.
I believe he's the one that we coordinated with to do the bird netting removal.
Yeah, right.
I would have to check my email list, but I'm pretty sure he's the one that we talked to before. So, and he had mentioned that he might want us to come out and do something similar to that at another point in the season. So, yeah, we need to talk to him about the parking situation for his project, his current project.
Okay, I will. He's the one who sent us a letter to notify us about this project, but he did not mention anything about parking, so I'll ask him about that. Okay, any other questions about it? Okay, get your muck boots ready.
For sure.
Work on your leg exercises.
And our next meeting in February
Watch out for the
20th.
cows.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
I-
what'd you say, Barb?
I said our next meeting is Marcella Kelly, Bears and Carnivores.
Okay.
I'm sorry I didn't have her name it on the tip of my tongue.
And who is she with?
She's
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'm so serious.
She's
Yes.
in the department, she's in
Say yes, Barb.
wildlife. She's a wildlife professor in
Thank you.
natural
Thank you.
resources and environment.
Yes. Yes. I'll get all that straight, Chris, I
All
promise.
right, thank you.
Before the introduction.
Exactly right.
Oh. So does anybody have any chapter updates? Any other board members want to give us an update about what's happening these days? Brenda, you've been very busy. You want to
Yeah,
talk about
the annual report is finished and sent in. I put that, well, minus the photos are not in there, but that is on our file section in the myimpact.com portal, so you can look at it there. I put some statistics in there comparing it against the previous years and that. We're up to, I think it was 78% of the people, the volunteers were participating with at least 1 hour a year, which is better than we've done other years. It's like 50% or something like that. We've had more new members each year, mainly during pandemic and that people didn't have anything else to do. So that helped for them, and also the Greater Plant
Agreed.
Society. So yes. Let's see what else. I will send out later this month, some new tips and tips and whatever to, tricks to enter your hours into better impact. For instance, some people are putting in the project, the bird feeder project underneath citizen science, where it should go into bird studies. So things like that you need to know about in that. So that'll be later this month. So things are coming along anyways.
We also have, at least as of yesterday, 89 members have re-enrolled.
Wow.
That's
Mark,
what,
yeah.
3/4 or something like that. So that's good.
Yeah.
Now we'll be losing a few. There's like about, I think, 16 people that have never logged into Better Impact. And we've contacted them at least 3 or 4 times. So if they don't answer that, then the state will archive them then at that point.
Right.
So
When is that re-enrollment period ending?
January 31st. So
Okay,
they've had from December 1st. So they've had a full 2 months.
okay,
And I think the state just sent out another notice the 15th, yesterday, for the ones that hadn't re-enrolled yet. So people have had their chance.
yeah.
If
Well,
you're not
you know,
sure, oh, sorry.
go ahead.
If you're not sure if you've re-enrolled, when you get into Better Impact, it's one of the badges that comes up on your homepage. Yes, you've re-enrolled.
Mhm.
If you're not sure
Right,
if you've done it or not.
And if you're a person who's listening to this and you haven't re-enrolled, it takes like 1 or 2 minutes. It's really very minor, so. Okay, any other chapter updates? Any, I don't see Rosemary on here, so.
Oh, she
um,
sent us an email that she won't be able to
Okay.
come, but she sent us some notes, so I can read those off then.
Oh, great.
We've got 68 members who have paid their 2023 dues to date out of 135. So that's what, half or something like that. So continue giving dues and everything. Latest bank statement as of December 30th is $5,513.12. And she'll send a monthly statement. The website domain has been renewed and paid for 2023, thanks to Michael Schroyer. And she's renewed Quicken too, which I assume that's what she's using for the treasury software and that. So that's what she had for her report then.
And if you want to pay dues, they're $15. And the address to send it to is at the top of the weekly calendar. It is the post office address.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and let's see, I'm not sure if Suzanne Glasson is here, but I can just report that the training committee is busy preparing for our next training session, which will be not the spring, but starting in the fall. I see a couple of committee members here, so if anyone wants to comment on that, but we're looking forward to getting a new basic training group going, so.
Yeah, August 10th, I think, is the first class.
Mhm.
So, and one of the other things that I'm working on, and Mara, I talked to you about this at the solstice potluck.
Yeah,
Is what I'd like to do, because one of the areas of the annual report that is somewhat of a shortcoming of our chapter to date is having underrepresented groups as part of our chapter. So what I had talked to Mark Pearson about is having some information sessions in the springtime in some of the other counties like Giles, Pulaski, Floyd, and really talking in general about the chapter and what we do, but also letting people know that we are going to be holding a training class starting in August, and maybe that would help us generate some interest from some of these underrepresented groups that we don't really have much representation in the chapter at this point. So Um,
You had
know.
suggested to have them like in the libraries or the rec and park centers.
Yeah, and actually, I've already, because I live in Radford, I've already visited the Radford Library and asked them about using their space for that. And they said, all you need to do is just sign up for a room at least a month in advance. You can't do it any earlier than that. But I'm sure the other libraries, the public library in Giles and Floyd and Pulaski and Christiansburg Library would also probably have the same.
And
policy.
Dublin, yeah, too.
Yeah, so that's where I would be proposing that we hold these, is in the libraries, the public libraries.
There's a possibility too, you can ask the libraries if you can have a table there with maybe our posters
Oh,
and
yeah,
flyers and everything.
right. Mark and I talked about a flyer and also having a slideshow and just really, and I want to also let anybody know on this call, if anybody's interested in participating in anything like that, an information session, particularly those people that might live in those counties. I know we have a lot of members in Blacksburg, but if there's anybody on the call that live in any of these other counties that would like to help, I'm thinking in the probably April timeframe, before we would actually announce the opening of the applications for the class.
Well, Carol,
Okay.
I have 100 of the brochures for the Master Naturalist group
Ah,
in general.
terrific.
And I know that in the past, I remember there was a little label that was made up that maybe that could be some way that you could add when the training's going to be, and it was just stuck onto this brochure because it's for the state. It's not for us particularly.
Okay,
Yeah.
Just an idea. I
Sure.
remember a
Yeah.
long time ago seeing that. It was a little label and it had the website and what the dates of the training and that kind of thing.
okay.
I'd
You
be
can
happy to help with that.
I have labels. I have two in particular. One had the email address on it, and it hasn't been updated. But the other one had the PO box, but it didn't have any dates as far as classes. But I stuck them on the back of brochures and matched. So if anybody wanted to contact, it
Okay,
had the mailing address. And I just went to, one of those label companies, type of thing. Just, you buy 1,000 or 500, whatever. And it's cheap type of thing. But you gotta give yourself at least a month ahead of time. So you're gonna have to do it in March in order to have something in April made up if you've got a date set in that.
okay, that's good. That's good to know. I appreciate that. Anybody else have any other ideas?
you could put the URL for the public page too. Remember, that's what Mark was using last year.
Okay, sounds good.
I'd be happy to
And-
help with those presentations or whatever.
Oh, Judy, thank you. You're recruited.
Uh-oh.
But two of you. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Do you have a preference of which county?
No, I'm
Okay.
going to Pulaski for reptiles next month.
Ah, okay. All right.
I,
that sounds-
I can help with Giles. It's a really homogeneous county though, so I'm not sure how much that will help you with diversity.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Southwest Virginia's population statistics, I mean, it is what it is, but at least, we've said in the annual report that we're going to try to do these things in 2023. So at least we'll make the attempt anyway. So thank you.
And
I was actually
Carol-
thinking about you for Giles.
Carol, when it gets closer, I can, we've got all the posters and display boards. They're all, I think, in, they're in someone's
Judy's.
garage.
Judy.
Yes, they're-
Judy's
yeah.
garage.
What?
Okay.
So
Are there flyers? Do we have flyers? Does anybody know already?
Barb said she has flyers. She has 100 flyers.
But
Oh,
yeah.
they're from when Michelle offered them. I went ahead and got 100 pack. and there are more. I mean, she would give us more if we needed them.
Okay,
Yeah. There are some with the posters as well, but we should probably
Okay.
take a look at them, and I know that they'll give us new brochures anytime we need them, and I don't know if they've changed or not.
okay. All right, Barb, I'll touch base with you and maybe stop over and take a look at them. pick
Sure.
up what you
And
have.
I'll be glad to help too. We'll talk another
Okay.
time about that.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Mara,
Okay.
I do have two other announcements I forgot. One,
Sure, go ahead.
for everybody, it will, I put it on the calendar. It will be in the, I put it on the Better Impact calendar. And it's a little early to start advertising it, but March 25th, just in case you're interested, we'll have the Bluebird Trail kickoff for the Blacksburg High School, for the Blacksburg School Trails. And that will entail like a little tutorial about how to monitor Bluebird trails, how to use Nest Watch, kind of a demonstration of the new boxes, because they're going to require a different, they need Phillips head screwdriver to get into. And how to sign up, and then we'll go and do whatever maintenance is required. The new boxes that I installed that were donated by the chapter are not numbered yet, so they'll need to be numbered, but the Noel guards were installed with them. And anyway, that'll be on the weekly calendar. You don't have to worry about it yet, but it's March 25th.
Sandy,
And
Sandy, one other thing, when you put, maybe you can edit the activity, but could you include the URL for the YouTube from your previous session that you gave at one of these meetings last year?
you mean how to start a Bluebird trail?
Yeah.
Um,
Was that just how to start one, or was it how to monitor?
yeah, it's just really how to.
Oh,
well,
okay.
It really was how to start a Bluebird trail. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
it's. Well, I'll think about it.
Okay.
And then just FYI, Mike Williams, every year he gets calendars from the DWR. They're nice calendars. He got 20. He dropped them off at Suzanne Glasson's about 2 weeks ago, I think. So if anyone wants them, I think you should contact Suzanne Glasson and see how you can connect with her to get them before the year's up and they're not useful anymore.
They're really nice. And I
They're
paid
very
full
nice.
price
They're
for
very
mine.
nice calendars. They have a lot of events, and I think they have, the solstices and the moon phases, and they're nice calendars with animal pictures from the DWR.
They're
And
really
he-
cool.
Yeah, he dropped them at Suzanne's.
And if you're an outdoorsman, there's a lot of good, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Time related information.
Phenology.
Phenology. that's
Phenology.
so, good stuff to look on. So,
You know what?
Sandy, I do have a-
speaking of- I'm sorry.
Just real quick, let me
ahead.
just ask,
Paid full price too, didn't you?
Sandy, I just wanted to ask real quick about the Bluebird Trail. When does the season sort of begin? Like when is
April
the beginning
April
of-
1st. I
April
try to
1st.
get like my own trails that I take care of and install. I usually go out the week before April 1st. There'll be some nest building a few days before April 1st. Maybe, depends on the weather. And my boxes, I put straw in for winter roosting. So I like to go out a week or two before and take the straw out and just make sure they don't need any more repairs and kind of just check them out. But for the high school or the school trails, we'll probably get sign up for that first week in April. The first weekend in April.
Okay,
Just
I haven't looked at-
FYI, we documented great horned owl fledglings
Yeah.
on January 2nd.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
you might want to think about earlier.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there'll be, I think the worst that can happen is we will look in a box and there'll be a
Eggs
nest
already.
or eggs. I don't think that we'll get, or even chicks. But I doubt that we'll have any fledges before April 1st. If so, they'll get the Nobel Award, what's
Yeah.
the Ig Nobel Award.
The early bird
Bluebirds.
award.
The early bird award, right.
Sandy, that Red Bud Phenology project. that
Yes.
was in the calendar, is there a specific project set up for that in Better Impact? Or
Uh,
how do you
I'll-
support that?
I'm gonna do that.
I don't think I set one up, but there's a phenology. There's Notes from Nature, I believe, is in, I can look it up and set one up.
I think it's citizen science, other,
Other
Probably.
citizen science you can use.
I can use that one. Okay,
Yeah, other citizen science.
okay, that sounds good. Thanks.
Okay.
how long did you pick up?
Does anybody have any other announcements to make?
Probably could help me.
Okay, well, that was a good meeting. It was good seeing you all virtually and next month on Zoom and March in person at Clear Lake. So happy volunteering and getting outside. See you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Have a good time
Thank
in
you.
Costa
Thanks,
Rica.
everybody.
Yeah, thanks, Bob,
Thank
again.
you.
Thanks, Bob. Bye.